Welcome to another episode here with the Woman Pod with Valarey Atkinson. Today, I wanted to share 5 lovely things that I learned about myself being gone, missing in action, and not being available, not to just everybody, but myself. So, these last couple of months, I have been dating. I've been dating on and off. I've been seeing different people, and I know I might hurt some other people's feelings, but let's be real, guys. If there's not a ring in my finger, I am not committed. Let's just be real. And ladies, as you should. We can't be committed to someone, even if we got connected intimacy wise or any shape, way, or form. Because at the end of the day, we're here to strive for better and with intention. So I was realizing this summer while the kids were gone with their fathers, and I'm going to say fathers because both are two baby daddies that I have. And, you know, I was able to verify myself very well in ways that I probably didn't understand in like the last couple of years. All right. So, first off, the first thing you want to focus on is what is the reason for you to be available to people, right? I noticed where I always felt like I had to be there for people. I always had to people please for people. Sorry, there is mosquito in my vehicle. Anyways, that's so cute. There's women running across like a little group of women. Isn't that loving? So, I realized where I was giving away my power and just giving it away for free. Like if it was just like I had $1 million saved up for me to just give it to everybody. Like here's 100, here's 50, here's 20, here's 6,000, vice versa. And I was just like, I can't be doing that anymore. Like, what the fuck? Like, why am I giving out my goods? Like, no. Like, one example was like I would reach out to my friends like what their plans were for the weekend, and it's like okay, we would go out, hang out, and then my energy for some damn crazy reason felt like I just hit a end all be all wall. Like it just felt like the dead zone to me, right? It almost felt like I was robbed from my precious energy, dude. So I was like, there's no way that I'm gonna be living life like this anymore. I can't tolerate it. So I started setting boundaries. I didn't respond to people right away. I only responded when, again, with intention. Like, what are we doing here? I'm always the type of person to plan, to always get people together, especially when it comes to family, dude, especially. And I was just like, I'm not gonna be doing that. I'm not gonna be doing that this year. Like this mantra of mine this year has been me, myself, and I keeping myself busy with intention, with intention, with intention. I'm going to say that. I don't know how many times I'm going to say it because I'm going to keep saying it. And I know you might get annoyed, and that's okay. And you're probably wondering, like, okay, so why are you showing up with like no makeup? Your hair's crazy. Because look, let's be real. I am a mother. I got to get up early in the morning. And there's times where I don't feel like doing all of that. And I give myself, I give myself a reserve well to reserve her for the time of being to be her, to be her. This is her. This is me. This is she. So without any judgment or compromising, and again, setting boundaries with her. So I've realized where, setting these boundaries and saying no, I don't have to show up all the time when I feel like I have to dress up, put on makeup, dress really cute. No, because that's fake. That's some fake ass bullshit. I'm tired of people putting on social media like they're perfect as fuck. Bitch, you're not fucking perfect. Stop hiding everything underneath it all. Like I'm not gonna sit here and sucker it up for any woman because let me be real, y'all. We women prioritize so many things and we try to act certain things or certain beings, and we're fucking human. What the fuck happened to society? Why the fuck does it always have to be perfect? We're not perfect. And I think as women, as society beings, we always want to look great, and which there's nothing wrong with that. I applaud you for doing that for yourself. That's showing up for you, and that's self care. But there's certain days of your life that you're not always gonna be 100%, and that's okay because you keep on doing that. You're giving yourself nothing in return. So let's go to number two. Number two is where in your heart are you feeling the void? Like, where exactly are you feeling in your body? The fact that I said heart was for me. That message is for me. So let's talk about it. So in my heart, I always felt like numb. I always felt numb. I couldn't I couldn't feel, I couldn't see, I couldn't function. There was something in my heart that just could not be anymore. Like it just wasn't from the heart. It just wasn't. It never was. And it's like a false identity of myself of like not knowing what the fuck I wanted. It's like my heart wasn't even on in the first place. It's been off this whole entire time. It's been off, shut off, put away, buried. I don't know where it's been. But I'll tell you what the fuck got my heart to crack the fuck open, bitch. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right. So I was dating an individual, right? And I say dating because we were. And I'm not going to sit here and guess what we are anymore. I'm sitting here to tell you that I'm being, and then I'm not going to sit here and wait for someone because that got my heart to open. Because the reality of things, y'all, like we don't understand why things happen, but things happen for a reason and for our highest good. And I'm not saying here, I'm not going to sit here and judge the other individual for leaving me on red and not replying to my text messages because, again, at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here as a feminine woman to doubt myself, reject myself, or need external validation from anybody, and especially from him. And if you're wondering, well, how long have you been dating Val? Well, let's put it this way. We met on a dating app. I kept putting it off since April. We didn't come together till June. We finally started hanging out. We probably hung out like 2 times. Yeah, 2 times. We went on, you know, a few dates. I would say just two. Yeah, two. Let's count it two. Um, what I learned from this is that yes, I loved being around him, but I think the only reason why I loved being around him, and if I could be real, was because of who I was and who I was being at the moment. And what was that Val doing? She was enjoying herself. She was just being, flowing, having a good time, not worried about anybody or anything, and just fucking being, dude. And I would act in a way where I wasn't worried or stressed or I doubted myself, but there was moments where I kind of felt his energy projecting where I almost felt like he doubted. And I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on with him, but I'm not gonna ask him because I feel like there should be open communication. Anyways, I started speaking up after the fact, like, hey, like, I don't like that you don't reach out right then and there. And I don't like that because it's like inconsistency to me. It's unattractive. And I made it clear. After that, he was kind of keeping up. And then after this, I was just like, you know, I think I've hit the stage in my part of my life where I'm okay with just being alone. Like, honestly, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to lose someone, and I'm not afraid of what's going to happen because honestly, I can give myself credit for showing up for her and not rejecting her or making her feel less than, right? But enjoying her time even after the fact and giving her the cup of love. So with all this said, just to say this, I gave Val time, I gave her space, I gave her communication, I gave her clarity, I gave her external validation within herself by saying, Val, you don't need to prove to anything to anybody. I was like, you are enough, you are worthy of love, love is with you and it's within you. Okay, now going on the third one. The third one for me was spreading yourself thin is not going to help. It's not. It's not. So I was spreading myself thin in many areas of my life. That is work, certain people, giving my energy away. Again, going back to the first one that we were talking about. And I'm saying even with my kids, exes, baby dads, like, okay, bitch, like, let's be real. I'm doing, and it seems like nobody gives a fuck around here. And I stopped acting. I stopped acting like I was the perfect mom, super mom, doing it all, under care, under wellness. Yeah, yeah, I'm a fit mom. Yes, I go to the gym. Yes, I do all of that, but mental health is important, right? Like, I can't stress this enough. If you don't give yourself the clarity and the rest and the energy to just not do and rest your whole body, you're not going to function. You're not going to function. You're not even going to know how to create. You're not going to know how to act. You're not going to, no, you're not going to even know how to talk with other people and stand up for yourself, right? And that's what I mean by spreading myself thin, right? I was letting these men know that I could do it all. And I know that's probably a trauma response of me, right? Because again, I wanted to show up for myself in a way because my childhood memories were I had to show up for myself all the time. Even though I had parents, they were absent. They were absent. They were absent. And I'm not gonna say for bad or good reasons, but they weren't emotionally available. Like they were not ready. That's 11:11 on the clock. That's funny. I just looked at it. Um, so spreading yourself thin in areas of your life, where in your life are you spreading yourself thin? And mark yourself these little things on a notebook if you have to after seeing my video or listening to my podcast, because that's the area where you need to start acting and performing and finding ways to just cut the bullshit, because those are areas of your life that possibly need treatment, right? And I say treatment because it takes two to tango. It does take two to tango. And where are you not giving yourself that time of day? And fourthly, fourthly, be open for charisma, be open for joy, be open for peace, be open for laughter, be open to see the other side of that darkness, right? And you're probably like, what the fuck is she talking about? Okay, let's be real, y'all. Not everything's beautiful. Like, okay, let's be honest. Every morning you're telling me you wake up beautiful. I don't think so. Shut the fuck up. You be bullshitting me if you do. I know guys be thinking like, no, guys have a lot of pride, but let's be real, women. Let's be real. We can have pride too, right? But at the end of the day, what the fuck is it gonna do you better? Right? So, and I know I'm cussing here, but I think I'm being real and I'm speaking up because I'm not bottling up anything anymore. I'm tired of fucking being fake. I'm tired. I'm tired. So I'm just gonna be me. And if you don't like it, go watch another podcast show. Go watch another podcast show. I'm okay with that. I don't need somebody to stay anymore. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm keeping here people to stay for the right reasons because I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna keep 100%. And be open to those things, right? Because when you open those avenues of your life, then everything that you have yet to feel, because maybe you felt like you didn't deserve peace, maybe you feel like you didn't deserve laughter, maybe you didn't deserve, you feel, I don't know, I mean, put yourself where you think you are in this life moment, in this very moment that I'm speaking to you, right? Where in your soul are you hearing these words? Where can you be open to these opportunities? I think for me, it's probably open for charisma because I keep hearing it. I keep hearing it in my head and my mind. And that could be my ego too, right? But I want to fully validate that ego. I've always had the charisma. I've always had it. I just never really like showed it or felt it because maybe I just didn't feel like I shouldn't be acting a certain way or dressing up a certain way. But I just don't care, guys. There's gonna be days where you're gonna see me beautiful, and that's great. That's great. And there's days where you're gonna see me like this, and that's great too. Because like really, like I can't stress this enough. When you're open to different avenues of your life, you are going to probably see a tenfold of things that you probably didn't even see because you have been holding yourself back from society pressures, society expectations. I don't know, maybe certain judgments of yourself that you, or inner parts of yourself that you keep rejecting because you're afraid that people are going to speak upon those or judge you upon those. But you know what? I'm not here to prioritize anybody but me at this time. Yeah. Yeah. And lastly, number 5, because I arrived to my destination. Yeah, you heard that shit. Number 5, be good. Be good. No matter who the person is. how ugly they fucking are to you, dude. No matter how the fucking bitch gets on your nerves, and no matter how bad you want to say you hate this person, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something, which is crazy, but I'm gonna tell you right now so you can believe what I'm talking about, because I know no one's gonna fucking believe me, but I believe me. See, I believe me now. So I fucking hated this individual for all the shit that he put me through, right? And I held it, right? But I never really expressed my anger. But I started showing up in ways where I didn't like what he was doing, right? I would tell him, like, well, did you do this? Or, say little things like, you know, did you do this and this and that? And then he's like, no, bitch. It pissed me the fuck off. And I was just like, okay, let's get clear, Val. Let's get clear. What the fuck are we doing here? Why are we pissed at every little thing? What are we wanting from this person that we're not getting back? And why do we continue to feed it all this time? It was resentment. I resented this individual. I resented him for treating me the way that he treated me, because obviously I could not change this individual. This is who he is. Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to give. This is just who he is as a human. And I have to accept the fact that that's who he fucking is. Fucking drives me fucking insane. And I say, you know what? I think it's time we, underneath the scale of all things, let's just get angry about it. Let's fucking feel the rage that we feel right now. Why the fuck are we so mad? I am mad. I'm angry at you. I fucking hate you. I can't stand the fact that you didn't do this, that, you stupid piece of crap. And then, you never fucking loved me. You never fucking cared about me. You never appreciated me. And that's okay. And that's okay, Val. You fucking, all this time you tried, and you tried, and you kept trying. And it's like, fuck you, dude. Like, fuck you. I'm gonna let that sit. And then I said, that's it. That's all I had to do. I felt the need to just get rid of it. It was trash. It was trash in me that I needed to get out. It was toxic energy, negative energy that I had to get out. And what's crazy is that every time this person would show up, I would get anxious around him. I would get very anxious. If he would call, he would text, I would get anxious. I was like, oh God, like, it was just an ugly fucking feeling. So then, anyways, I don't know what the fuck shifted this weekend that I went and took a trip with the kids, my two kids, my family. I had a good time. I was out in the fucking ocean. I just existed, dude. And I posted a video on TikTok. You probably already saw it. I probably needed a hug, but just took a road trip instead. And I'm so grateful that I did that, because sometimes I don't do these things because, one, I'm fucking busy, or three, I can't find the time to get everybody together. But some way or somehow we figured it out. The universe collided for me and my sister-in-law to do it, and we figured it out. And this time, because I pulled back and I was just like doing me, dude, these last 7 months. And my sister-in-law was the one that came with the idea. She's like, hey, I think we should like get the kids together, which I thought, yeah, like, let's do it. Instead of me having to do all the time, I had someone serving me back in a good way. And I'm not saying I'm a controlling people to come towards me. No, because I was just fucking being, bitch. Because I pulled my energy back. All those 5 methods that I shared with you, which I hope you paid fucking attention, allowed people to come towards me a certain way. Let's get to the last one, the number 5. Why I truly believe, because I accepted this person for what they did to me, and whatever was already happened, I was going to sit there in that state of energy for me to just be all the time, like angry, resentful. And I don't know, something shifted in me, because I don't know what the fuck I did yesterday, that when I saw this person, I said, I was so excited to see my little one. And I said, what did I say? I said something. I said, oh, like, what did the daycare say? Like, how did she do? I was just in a different aura space, girl. I don't know if I was just high on life. Probably was. And in a good way. And it was just like I was happy, even though I was a little tired from the sun and the drive, from the ocean, I was still just flowing. And long story short, we talked a bit about my daughter, and then I was just like, okay, we're just going to leave it at that. And I was like, all right, well, you got to go. He's like, I got to go. I was like, yeah, that's fine. I was like, as I'm walking him out of the door, he's like, hey, I was like, I just thought I'd say this. I was like, I kind of froze. And I was just like, he's like, you look really pretty, by the way. And I was just like, I kind of shocked myself there. And I said, wait, what the fuck did I just hear? And I said, oh, I just showered, And he's like, no, I think you do look like, I'm being real honest. Like, I think you look really pretty. Like, and I was just like, oh, I think I said thank you. I think I did. I don't remember. It just happened so fast for me. But this is the crazier part. As he's walking out, I blurted something. I said, well, have a safe trip. And I was like, oh, I was like, wait, are you traveling? And he's like, yeah, I am. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so fucking intuitive right now. It's crazy. And I like closed the door because I was like, oh, I don't know if I was in shock, bitch, or what the fuck happened. But listen, everything going on right now in your life, don't make it seem like it's the end all be all. We can't control what's happening, but we can actually consent with ourselves. Where we at? What are we doing with ourselves? And what can we change in our dynamic in our life right now that everything could shift for you? And you're probably coming at me like, why are you posting this type of content? Because look, I just expressed myself in a way that I probably would have never expressed myself with no makeup, and how things have shifted for me in ways. And honestly, he saw me with no makeup yesterday too. It was crazy. I was like, damn, like, see how your energy glows? It's not about the makeup you wear. It's not about the dress you wear. It's not about the fucking lashes you wear. It's not about the nails, anything. None of that fucking matters, okay? It's about how you show up for yourself and how you respect yourself. And I want you to understand this one concept before I go, because it's about time. Remember who you are and why you are here. Why are you here? Don't come and tell me because God told me to be here. No, baby, you are here for a reason. Align yourself with that reason. Anyways, much love and light to you guys. Thanks again for tuning in with me here with the Woman Podcast. Feel free to subscribe, like, share. Also, you can submit feedback on here on the Self-Help Podcast, which would really, really help me here. If you guys want to share any, or share your intentions. Let's start there. The year's almost over. Start your intention. What is your intention behind everything you're doing today? Anyways, love you guys. Take care. Much love and light.